Practice has concluded as drivers have started to come out for group qualifying live from Sonoma Raceway. "55 laps this evening for round 4 of ERC NASCAR. 4 additional sets of tires sitting on pit road for these drivers with no fast repairs. They'll have to be very careful not to damage their cars. Stages at laps 13 and 27. We shall see if the guys and gals driving this evening. I didn't see if Natasha was driving. It doesn't look like it. It just looks like all guys tonight. If they'll be able to really tackle this track up in Napa Valley. Handful of drivers out on track already. Looks like the first one crossing the line will be Fountaine. One of the drivers looking forward to this race for sure. Has been saying all along how much he loves this track. We'll see what he can do in qualifying here. Not sure if he's getting an off track for those or not. He's going to be the first one to complete a lap here, potentially. Well, he's going to be definitely be the first one on the post. 1:15.058. Mercado comes in just behind him with a 1:15.102. Take a look at Corey Rayner. He's going to go off track there. That lap will be voided. Adam Williams in the number 54. See if he's getting a lap done. It looks like he's on an out lap right now. He's not moving too fast through the S's. Getting a great run down here. Andrews with a 1:22.578. And looks like Williams will get a great run to the start-finish line. Another driver who should have a good qualifying effort and have a good chance at winning the race tonight. Listed as one of the proverbial favorites for this race. 47 dives out of the way, so Williams can get by on the hot lap. Look how tight he was to that wall there. Lots of pace through turn 6 and into the S as he goes. This one of the hardest parts of the track coming down that hill. Very easy to get loose and loop it into the inside wall, but here we go. Andrews with a very quick lap, a 1:13.799. Will Williams be able to challenge that? A little bit of a lockup down there into the carousel. Off the final corner, will Williams get for a posted time here? How about a pole position? 1:13.404, not an error. That is the time. A great lap there for Williams. Andrews coming through the top of the hill here. See what Andrews can put down here. Great runoff there. Down into the carousel he goes on the number 97. Currently second on the qualifying order. And that time improved, but a 780 won't knock Williams off the pole. Fontaine still running hot laps as well, sits third right now. About 0.6 faster than P4 in Mercado. Looks like Bryce going to get a good run and have this next lap be a hot lap. Chris Romano in the number 51 sitting in the top 5 right now with a 1:15.398. Just barely quicker than last week's winner in William Kern. Will sitting on pit road right now, but he's got a 1:15.404. Romano looking to improve his time here. Trying to creep closer to the top 4. Not quite as aggressive on the exit of that corner. Coming down into the carousel here. And off the final corner, Romano, will he be able to improve that time at all? He does. Now up to a 2:17, still in the 1:15 bracket though, and still sitting in that 5th spot. At Mercado, he's going to start a hot lap here with the 4th fastest time so far in this qualifying session. A 1:14.967 is where Mercado sits right now. Looking to improve that. We saw Biddy get loose off of turn 2 there. Into 3A and 3B for Mercado. Or 3 and 4. I think they might have changed it to 3 and 4. They used to call that 3A and 3B. Might be showing my age a little bit there, folks. Up to the top of the hill for Mercado. He's going to go down into the S's, trying to shave off that time as best he can. Attacking the curbs very aggressively through the top of the S's. Again, this corner, a very deceptive and could be dangerous corner for a lot of drivers. Seen multiple guys, not in the practice session, but in general, get loose off of that corner, off the elevation change. Mercado looking to improve. Got a long way to go to improve up to P3 right now, but will he be able to shave off any time here? Off the final corner, Mercado's time does not improve. We'll go another lap to try to get it down just a touch. Higginbotham sitting in the 13th position right now in qualifying with a 1:17.494. Higginbotham having a pretty good season. He's going to go off track there, so we'll move on. Move on to Ray Hanneman. currently in 8th position. Whoa, gets big time loose there in turn 3. How about William Kern? Can we stop finding people who get loose off of corners and lose it? Down to the carousel for Kern. Still sitting at a 1:15.404 for the 31 car. Andrews looking to improve on that 780 in the 113 bracket. Only 2 drivers in that 113 bracket. Can Andrews get closer to the pole? Not that time. Williams is out there as well. And his lap snuffed out there by the 6 of McClurg. Romano's still sitting in 5th. Is it? I don't know if this is a hot lap or not. Trying to be aggressive. A little bit of a lock up there at the top of the hill. See how aggressive he gets down here through the S's. Again, this right here, the danger zone coming down that hill. Kept it on the track there. Down into the carousel for the 51. And Romano wasn't able to get that lap completed. And actually lost his top 5 position. Dylan Banks in the number 48 able to jump him, as Banks now sits at the top of the 115 bracket, a 1:15.103 for the number 48 car. Trying to shave down into the 114 bracket. Still looking like a good lap for Banks. And Kern was able to shave a little bit of time off of his lap before. He's down to a 1:15.259. Let's follow Banks through the end of this lap, though. Only a couple minutes. Doesn't look like Banks is going to be doing a hot lap here. Might be going for one last run here. Starting on the time right there. I'm going to have Fontaine seeing if he can close that gap any to Andrews. Andrews got the time down to a 5:75. Still sitting at a 3:39 in the 114s. Yeah, Dylan Banks going out for some more practice, I think, but I don't think he's got enough time. I think it's just another 20 seconds or so. Brandon Biddy. Looks like Biddy might. Nah, I don't think Biddy's going to be able to get his time in here if he's going for another lap. Currently 16th on the grid with a 1:18.244. Qualifying is finishing up. See if he can get this lap completed. Any kind of an improvement would be good. Does get an improvement. Improves the position as well, down to just barely inside of the 118s. 118.002. Can McClurg improve his time at all? Does not look like it. Jose. Mercado sits in fourth, trying to get closer to Bryce. Bryce did get his time down to an 0.53, but still in that 14 bracket. Not sure if Banks still has this lap or not. He is pushing. Well, if he was, he did not get that one completed, so. Drivers getting onto the grid here. Just waiting on a couple more, and then we will get running through the grid for tonight's 55-lap race from Sears Point, Sonoma Raceway. Again, showing my age by calling it Sears Point.
Gonna interrupt you. Can you set the timer? It's not working for me. I don't know why it's not working, but what is the command for that? What is it popping up as? Do you know?
Nope, because I've got it on my Stream Deck.
Yeah, I don't have it on this one. I need to remember to do that. But even like I do grid set or grid hashtag or whatever exclamation point grid timer 10, and that's pretty sure what it used to be, and it's not working. But
I can let you know after the race for sure.
Yeah, no worries. I appreciate it. Here, send me a message and then hit that button.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea. There you go. That's what it's supposed to be.
That's what I did. That's what I'm doing. Okay.
I've noticed that in the car it does take a minute. You have to press it like twice to get it to activate.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, appreciate it.
Yep. I don't know if he heard me or not. I don't know if he needs me to take care of the flags for the stages or not. I know he mentioned it, so I probably will. Looks like we're just missing 3 drivers, or 2 drivers. I don't know if Colby is driving in this. I believe he's our race control, potentially. Looks like that might be the best camera for this. Just waiting on one final driver to get on the grid, I believe. While we wait for them, we will get started with the starting grid with Adam Williams on the pole. A hell of a lap with a 1:13.404. Jack Andrews also down into the 1:13 bracket. We'll start outside of row number 2, or outside of number 1 in P2, rather. Bryce Fontaine and Jose Mercado will take up the second row. Dylan Banks in P5 in the number 48, with Chris Romano starting P6 in the 51. William Kern starts P7, and Ray Hanneman in P8. Tyler Manning will start P9 in the number 14 car. Ryan Koch will start in 10th. Nolan McClurg in the 11th position tonight, with Mike Fahey in the 12th position. Starting in the 13th spot is the 46 of Ross Campoli, with Ty Higginbotham in 14th, rounding out row 7. And then row 8 will have Brandon Biddy and Corey Rayner. Paul Jr. will be starting in 17th, with Chris Walsh to his right in the number 83. Up next is Troy Burke in the 47, moving his way up. Colby's not racing. CD's having some tech issues, so he'll be starting from the pits if he can get it figured out. So Gregory Vadnais will move up to be alongside of Troy Burke. And then Joseph Hebert will move up as well to start 21st, with Justin Lanier in 22nd now with the moving up. And then rounding out the field, starting on shotgun on the field, moving up to 23rd will be Raymond Bell. Like I said, CD Mangrum having some tech issues, so he will be starting from pit road if he can get that all figured out. Adam Williams in the 54 leads them down through the carousel, as the pace car will dive off here. Pace speed all the way around here. As the green flag will fly here, and we are racing from Sonoma Raceway. Turns 1 and 2 can be trouble areas early in the race and on restarts. And Fontaine was able to get himself past Andrews, but Williams free and clear, out a second over P2 right now as they go down and start their way through the S's. Full course cautions not on for this evening, so it will be local cautions for the drivers, but they will take a yellow flag break for each stage. And through the bottom of the S's, Williams has still got that 1 second gap to P2 as Fontaine will try to close it up in through the carousel. And the 54, tight to that curbing. Gets a decent run off down through turn 12. And Williams will lead lap number 1. How aggressive will Fontaine try to be when he does catch him, if he does catch him? A couple drivers having some issues, as Koch has had an issue. Let's see if we can find him. Doesn't think he's got too much damage. Raymond Bell had an issue as well in the 26. Again, doesn't look like too much damage for him. Corey Rayner does have some damage to that nose of the 00. And Lanier went off track there. Looking at Fontaine, still trying to chase down Williams, but Williams doing a good job of maintaining the gap. And Andrews is on the attack for P2 as well. It's like Fontaine does a good job of being aggressive up through turns 1 and 2 and closes that gap up. It's down to underneath a half a second. Seems like Williams' speed is definitely a little higher through the S's and through the tail end of the track. Yeah, large gap made there as they get ready to go down through the S's. Fontaine maintaining that gap, and gets loose. Has to collect the car. Great save there from Bryce as he is able to collect it off the corner there. I believe that was turn 10 and down through turn 11. Again, that gap ballooning out to about 1.2 seconds between P1 and 2. Higginbotham is up 3 spots from the start. He is looking for another position here, trying to get himself into the top 10 as Nolan McClurg is right in front of him in the number 6 car. A little loose to the inside of that corner went McClurg. Maybe a chance for Higginbotham to attack into the top 10. Biddy and Hebert battling it out as well around the top 15 as Biddy holds that position. McClurg and Higginbotham, though, this is, I think, the tightest battle right now. And it's a battle for the top 10. Higginbotham looks to the inside, but chooses not to try to go on to attack. But he's going to be able to attack now as he gets clean by through the carousel. And the 45 car gets up into the top 10. Looks like he will be securely in that position here. Oh, McClurg almost getting him, goes off track. Gets back on, kicking up all those marbles. But a nice little gap forms there for Higginbotham. Hanneman up to P8 right now. Has both William Kern and Tyler Manning right in front of him. Oh, and Tyler Manning actually gets loose there through the carousel and will lose 2 spots. Make that 3 spots. Lost one to Kern, Hanneman, and Romano. Back to P9 for Tyler Manning. Another driver up 4 spots is Chris Walsh in 14th right now in the number 83 car. Some of that could be due to attrition. Just being consistent. You don't have to be the fastest driver. If you are consistent, sometimes those guys in front of you make mistakes. You can get by them. Another one up significant amount of spots is Hebert. He's up 7 from the start. The number 88 car, just outside the top 15, has Brandon Biddy ahead of him. But that gap is starting to continue to grow. Well, I think it's continuing to grow because I believe Biddy was in front of him before. The battle for P2 still is on as Fontaine, seeing that 54 car get smaller and smaller out his windshield, still having to contend with the number 97 right behind him of Andrews. Oh, and Nolan actually losing a lot of spots here. That's going to be 3 spots. 4 spots, actually. He was battling with Higginbotham, and he lost one to the 07, the 19, and the 83. So Nolan McClurg down to P14 right now. Has the 83 right in front of him, though. Could get one of those back. He's looking to get on the attack as well, trying to get it back. At least one of them. .48 car, Dylan Banks sits in P4, up 1 spot from the start. But Jose Mercado trying to find his way back into the starting position he was in. Quite a large gap is there between Banks and 3rd place Andrews. Speaking of Andrews, still right hot on the tail of Fontaine. And there's 5 laps to go here in this first stage. I believe that was Bell that they just got by. And Williams doing a good job of just being smart, getting through these corners. Still attacking the curbs pretty aggressively, trying to build that gap out, even with 5 laps to go here in the first stage of the race. Look how tight he gets to the outside of outside wall there right before diving it down through the carousel. Back down through the gears as he comes up to turn 1. Now Andrews has actually fallen off a little bit from Fontaine. And that's because he's got damage on the nose of that number 97 car. What has happened to P3 here? Not sure if there was contact with somebody or what it was, but he has found some damage and lost a lot of time as Fontaine has pulled away. Let's see, Fahey. Fahey's under attack for P12 as Nolan McClurg looking to get by. Six car. Right there looking as they enter the S's. Will McClurg make a move here down through the carousel? He looks to the inside, getting a little bit loose. McClurg will get to the inside, though, and make that pass as Nolan McClurg gets one of those spots back he lost when he was off track, and he's back up to 12th. Great pass there from the number 6. Next closest battle right here. Chris Romano and Tyler Manning battling it out for P8. Tyler Manning sits in 9th. Romano down 2 spots from the qualifying effort that he had. And Tyler Manning sits right where he started. But Manning looks to the right side of the 51. Will not have the preferred line through this final corner. And Romano will take it right back. Williams and Andrews down pit road, leaving Fontaine to the lead. And there's 2 to go here in this first stage. Oh, and Manning gets loose there. Manning had a chance to look past Romano, but Manning is going to get loose and lose a lot of time. And he's got Williams charging to try to catch back up. Fontaine takes the white flag for the first stage, and he stays on track as well. That means he's going the distance here in the first stage. Sizable gap to second. Andrews gets back by Ryan Koch for the 10th position and that final stage point. Long way to go to try to catch up to Higginbotham. Fontaine free and clear to get the first stage of this race. Next up, Dylan Banks comes through. And Dylan Banks will get second in stage number 1. Jose Mercado in third. Here comes Hanneman for fourth. William Kern will take fifth. Chris Romano coming through the final corner, crosses the line sixth. Adam Williams having to pit will finish in seventh in this first stage. Tyler Manning, after spinning, does get eighth. Ty Higginbotham in ninth. As Andrews will get that final stage point here in stage number 1. Don't think he's going to be pitting this lap. I think we got to go one more. Yeah, so we'll grab stage 1 winner now while we're still pacing. Bryce, good timing and being able to save enough fuel to get to the end of the first stage. Take me through that first stage for you.
Yeah, it was went about how I thought it would. Honestly, I know Adam is really quick, and kind of surprised that Jack, he had the pace in practice, and I don't know if he just was being a little conservative. I mean, obviously he flipped the stage, so I don't know if that influenced his decision on kind of passing me or not. I feel like there was a couple times where he could have got by me, but had a little bit of SVG on SVG crime going up on the first couple corners, which was fun racing side by side. But other than that, man, yeah, I love this track. It's a great track, and we'll see. Like I said, Adam and Jack, I think, have shown their class at the field tonight, but we'll see what happens and try to keep this thing clean and keep all 4 tires on the road. That's the goal.
That's always the goal. And I will sneak peek behind the curtain. The 97 car has some nose damage, so I don't know if he got involved with something after, because I saw the gap start to balloon a little bit, and you were able to pull away from him late in the stage before he went down pit road. So I don't know if there was a lap car that got in the way, or if he got loose and collected the wall somewhere, or what it was, but some nose damage for Andrews as well. But you were able to keep your car mostly clean so far, and we're going to be going down pit road here in just a minute, so we'll get you back with your team, Bryce. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Number 12 car with a key stage win there. See if he can replicate in stage number 2. He wants to go down there and get some, potentially get some Goodyear Eagles. I don't know if he'll go full 4 tires here or not. It'll be strategy involved in that call as well. Down pit road we go. Hanneman stayed out. I don't know if he pit. Or if he's just coming out here to lead a lap. What it is. Campoli going to get his lap back. He's the lucky dog. Looks like 4 drivers stayed out. Brandon Biddy, Andrews, and Williams, who flipped the stage. And then Hanneman, who's leading the race. See if we can figure out pit strategies here for some of these drivers. .8 seconds stop there for Fontaine, so I would infer 4 tires and fuel. Seems like that's the recipe for most of these drivers. 15, 16 seconds, 14 seconds. Seems like most of the drivers did take tires. It should go off on the pace car here. And that they do. So lap 17 here, which means when we go green, it'll be lap 18. And it'll be about a 10-lap run to the end of stage 2. I believe it was 27, I said before. Indeed, 27. So yeah, 10-lap run to the end of stage 2. One stage down. And we got 2 more to go. Pace car gonna dive off here. Field in the hands of Hanneman. Into the restart zone, and Hanneman rips away early in the box. We're back to the green flag. Up into turn 1. Williams has the preferred line. And he will clear for the race lead. Andrews. Oh, Andrews loses it! loses it down into turn 3, and he'll go from the front of the field to the back of the field for the number 97. And there goes Biddy around in front of a handful of drivers, as well as he will have to get it going once again. And a lot of heat in the tires for Andrews. He's going to have to battle back all the way from 16th to see where he can finish in this stage. Hanneman, though, sits still in second place. Williams has run away out to the race lead once again. He's shown that he was the class of the field through the first stage of the race and only losing this first stage because of having to go down pit road. And here comes Fontaine looking for P2 once again as well. Nine to go in stage 2. See, for me, when it comes to road racing, I'd rather be a tortoise than a hare. And Fontaine. Oh, Hanneman gets loose in front of Fontaine and damage probably on that left front for the number 12 car, Mercado. Oh, gets tagged by Fontaine. Bryce did not want to do that to him. He was locked up, and that's going to be a lot of drivers getting by as William Kern gets by up into P2, Ryan Koch into 3rd, and Hanneman gets going again back up to P4. Mercado will sit 5th with Tyler Manning in 6th. Fontaine falling all the way down to P7. Chaos unfolded here on the second lap of green flag racing in stage number 2. Hop back to where Andrews is, 13th place right now. He's already got 2 drivers. The gap to the next driver is 4 seconds, trying to get up to P12 is the 97. He's looking for the 83 car. That's the 00 in front of him, who is a lap down car. Out front, Williams has a lead out to 9 seconds over Kern. And Mercado going to go ahead and try to get by Hanneman for P4. They're in through the S's, and Mercado will make the pass there. Hanneman staying tight to him through these S's. Trying to force a mistake out of the 41 car. Mercado will do a good job of staying calm, cool, and collected down through the S's and start to build a gap over Hanneman. Fontaine looks side by side with Manning. A little bit of contact between the 2 drivers. And Fontaine runs wide off of turn 2. And Manning will make that pass work for him and stay sitting in that 6th position. Fontaine still trying to find his way back towards the front here. Meanwhile, Mercado has his sights set on P3. Ryan Koch right in front of him in the 00. Trying to reel that 07 in to collect some much-needed stage points. A long way to go to the race leader, though, for Mercado. 14 seconds out in front is Williams. As I think Williams just had the fastest lap of the race there last time around with a 1:13.76. This time is a 1:13.77. Take a look at Andrews again. Andrews is sitting in 11th, has just gotten by Mike Fahey. 3 seconds the gap to the next car for position. Ty Higginbotham in the 45 sits in 10th right now. Dylan Banks, Romano, and Higginbotham all pretty much right in a line there. As, Fontaine with more issues. As he's now fallen back to P9. He's joining this group for 10th. Or for the top 10. Banks going to be looking to the inside. Nope, goes back around to the outside. We'll try to do a crossover move here on Manning. Hanneman down pit road. So that will move all those drivers up into the top 10. And Andrews as well. 5 to go here in stage number 2. And Manning still holding on to that P5. As right behind this battle for 5th, Fontaine does get back to P7, gets by Romano. And Andrews gets a little bit loose there as Banks gets through. Fontaine, Romano, Higginbotham, and Andrews all run through as Manning now sits in P10. Higginbotham will lose the position to Andrews as Andrews is up to P8 now. Sights set on the 51 car right in front there. Looking at the battle for 3rd. Koch still sits in 3rd, but Mercado has reeled him in. Inside half a second to P3 for Mercado. Smooth and steady will get you that position. So far, Koch doing a good job of being steady. And so far, they're staying right around where they were here. About a half a second gap between the two drivers. Dylan Banks now sits in 5th after Manning got loose. And Williams having to come down pit road here. So he will relinquish the race lead to William Kern. And now Banks and Fontaine will get up into the top 5 now. Romano on the fringe as Andrews looks to attack for P6. Looks to the inside down here. I believe that's turn 5. That pass will be completed for P6. Romano falls back to 7th. Higginbotham still hot on the tail of these drivers. And then Manning is not too far behind either. Banks tossing some marbles there on the ground. And Fontaine closes up to the back of the 48. Meanwhile, the battle on for P2 as Mercado is closed up to the back bumper of the 07 as well. A little bit of a launch there off of that corner. The 07 defends the inside. Mercado looking to make it crossover happen potentially, but does not have enough exit speed. It actually is going to get loose there on the curbing as the 41 goes into the wall a little bit. Soft touch there. Banks is going to get through, as will Fontaine and Andrews. And Romano. Higginbotham. Oh, contact between Higginbotham and Manning. Manning will get through both. That was a dangerous situation there, but Manning says, I'm not waiting for anybody. We're going up to P7 for the number 14 car. And Williams will be just behind both Higginbotham and Mercado. White flag here in stage 2. William Kern leads it. And the 07 thankful for the mistake there from Mercado, as that will more than likely secure him that second spot here in stage 2. And Andrews was able to get by Fontaine up into P4 for the 97. A good rebound. Now still looking for third, though. Does he have time to try to catch up to Banks here through the carousel? William Kern is in the carousel now. And William able to get the stage 2 victory. Ryan Koch will take second. Dylan Banks able to hold off Andrews for third. Who takes fourth. Fontaine fifth. Romano in sixth. Mercado in seventh. Higginbotham eighth. Williams in ninth. Tyler Manning will round out the top 10 and collect the final stage point in stage 2. So just like we did last time, we'll grab our stage 2 winner here before we get to the pit cycle. William Kern, kind of the same deal as what Bryce dealt with in stage 1. This time you're the recipient of the stage win due to some pit stops having to be had earlier in the stage than I think anybody was really thinking. Will, how you feeling after a stage 2 victory?
I don't like this track. I don't like this car. I don't belong up here, but I'll take it. I mean, I'm hoping for a top 5 tonight. I'll settle with a top 10. The car feels good. Just got to keep the wheels underneath of it and try to watch out for guys in front of me. I mean, they were like bowling pins, like 3 or 4 of them dropped right in front of me. So I'll take it.
Hey, when the seas part, that's what you just got to do. You got to drive through and take what you can get.
You got it. I just happened to look down, didn't even realize I was in first like 2 laps ago. I'm like, holy crap.
Well, after a stage 2 win and the win last week, I mean, playoff points starting to rack up. That's really key for you here going into those playoffs. You're already locked in. So what's your plan of attack here in this final stage? Just kind of steady Eddie?
Yeah, just cruising along. Like I said, keep the tires underneath of me. Like you said, the stage 1 is awesome. That's a point for me. I don't expect to win this thing, but who knows what can happen on this track.
All right, Will, you're going to be pitting here soon. Pace car just come out in front of you. We'll get you back up with your team. Good luck the rest of the way, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Sometimes it just pays to be in the right place at the right time. I think it's aggressive goes around. I think that's the phrase that kind of sticks out to me here. The aggressive drivers at the front. Andrews, Fontaine had issues this second stage. Both those drivers were able to battle back into the top 5 for this stage, so we'll see what they have going through the remainder of the race. This time around, though, they will go down pit road and get topped off with race fuel and some fresh Goodyear Eagles if they want them. Looks like Corey Rayner in the 00 is the first car a lap down, so he should get the free pass. Down pit road we go. Just like last time, Williams does stay out as he just came down pit road not that long ago. And Rayner should get his lap back here via the free pass. As there he goes. We'll see how the battle off pit road goes. Looks like Will able to win that one with, man, a close battle between Banks and Koch out. Fontaine, Andrews, Mercado, and Higginbotham. Everybody going to be chasing Adam Williams in the 54 car. Started on the pole. He's back out in the race lead. He's had the fastest lap of the race so far as well. And in the race, he's the only one to break the 113 bracket. Next fastest is Andrews with a 114.09. And then Fontaine with a 114.24. Nobody else has gotten into that 14 bracket. Lap 31 this time by, which means we will go green flag racing on lap 32. And that will give us about a 14 lap run to the end here. Yeah, 14 laps to the end. Williams, I believe, has led the most laps of the race so far. Having led about 20 laps, I believe. Between 15 and 20 for sure. Kern led the handful of laps in stage 2. Fontaine a handful of laps in stage 1. And this time around, everybody going to tighten those seat belts up and lock in for a 14-lap run to the end of this race from Sonoma Raceway. Been a pretty good race so far. Base car dives down. And into the restart zone we go, and the green flag flies. A great jump for Williams. Banks also getting an incredible jump on the inside lane. And Will gets loose, taking out Fontaine. I can't count. 24 laps to go. I said 14, 24. I was just following what the thing said. Oh, and Romano going to lock up there. He'll get loose. That allows Rayner to get through. Kern and Fontaine trying to regain some of those positions. And Dylan Banks sits in second now. Gets out of the way for Andrews. Who's now in hunt mode. Trying to reel Williams back in. It's a large gap to the race leader for Andrews to try to get back, claw back. We got a freight train here from P4. 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right there. And right behind these guys. Oh, and Hanneman and Kern going to get together there. I don't think Kern knew that Hanneman had gotten to the quarter panel either. Tried to close it off and couldn't make that happen. Hanneman going to get up to P10. Fontaine trying to close the gap to Fahey. And last lap by, Williams just goes ahead and throws out the best lap of the race once again, a 1:13.6. By far the fastest lap run all race long. 4/10, almost 5/10 faster actually than Andrews. He follows it up with a 13.74. When actually, Andrews just with a blazing fast lap as well. Not the fastest lap of the race, but his best that time around with a 1:13.63. But when you're down by almost 4 seconds, a tenth at a time is not going to be enough. Looking at Fontaine, he has closed up to Fahey a little bit and is continuing to close that gap. A little bit of a lockup. Fahey will give the inside there. And that pass will be completed. Next on the docket for Fontaine is Manning in P6. But he, Higginbotham, Koch, and Mercado all relatively close together. All these drivers within a 1.5 to 2 seconds of each other. Mercado the one furthest away, as he is almost 2 seconds ahead of Koch. So Hanneman sits in 9th right now as Dylan Banks is right behind him. .48 car's been pretty quick all day. Looking for a crossover here is Banks. Can't find the inside. He'll look to the left side of the Hanneman. Down through turn 12. Hanneman doing a good job of defending the inside. And gets a great run off of turn 2. Banks is still attacking though here. Not giving an inch, trying to find a way through. And look here, Manning and Fontaine going to be in combat going into the carousel. Manning runs a little wide through the carousel. Fontaine trying to make it happen up through turns 1 and 2. Nose to tail with the 14. Little airborne there off of the curbing for Fontaine. Aggressively attacking the curbs. Little bit of a lock up there for the 14. And that completely shut off the run that Fontaine was looking to get as well. Parking on that apex for Manning. Fontaine looking to give a little bit of a nudge to get the 14 out of the way, potentially. Goes wide, trying to get a good crossover maneuver. Down to the carousel. He'll look to the inside. Manning will close it off. Great defense from Manning. In front of these two, another battle going on for P4 between the 07 and the 45. Higginbotham trying to find a way by. Already both these drivers sitting in the top 5 with 17 to go. Higginbotham also trying that crossover maneuver, trying to gain as much momentum as he possibly can get to start his way down through the S's. Cannot close that gap up any tighter than he has already, which is inside half a second. And Andrews down pit road. I don't know that the 97 can make it to the end from here. Mercado going to run by on the racing surface. So Mercado up to P2. Fontaine still trying to find his way past the 14. Hanneman doing a good job of continuing to defend Banks as well. Right now these drivers sitting 7th and 8th. And then Manning now in the top 5 with Fontaine looking to get by and get into the top 5. But they're catching Higginbotham as well. And Hanneman actually got loose. Not sure if there was damage or not. He'll stay out of the way for Andrews. Could have been a bumper there from the 48 too. I'm not sure how close they were. Did not see what happened. Fontaine was able to get by Manning. So Bryce up to P5. Williams down pit road this time. He might be able to make it to the end from here. Hanneman also down pit road. That leaves Mercado to the race lead. And with the gap that Andrews had to P2, he comes out in P9. Right in front of Fahey. And right behind Dylan Banks. Fontaine now trying to chase down Higginbotham. And Fontaine going to go down pit road. That's going to keep that pressure on Higginbotham at bay for now. Andrews chasing down William Kern, who now sits in P4 with all the pit stops happening. So the undercut works for Andrews, but I don't know, again, if he can make it to the end of this race with how early he took that pit stop. And he looks to the inside of Kern that time and will make the pass happen. And Williams right behind this duo, closing that gap up to both drivers. Romano comes down pit road this time. Hanneman dealing with Banks. Well, if there was any kind of bad blood, we'll find out about it here, I'm sure. Hanneman got right to the back bumper of the 48, but did not bump him. Doesn't mean he didn't want to. And Fahey right in front of these guys. Walsh going to get passed by the 07. The 83 car now. Not sure what happened between these two, but Banks and Hanneman got involved again. Let's take a look at this one. Hanneman to the quarter panel. And Banks loose, hits the 85. No ill will there, I don't believe. Just got loose. Andrews is up to 4th with Williams behind him. They've got Romano between them. Romano gets out of the way. And lets Williams go by. Andrews has Higginbotham in front of him. Mercado continues to lead this race with 12 to go. He should be pitting any time now, I would say, probably within the next couple of laps. Hanneman coming down pit road to, not sure, get damage repaired or what it is. That's Biddy. Black flag there for Hanneman. Dylan Banks got loose that time. Not sure what happened to him. He is way off the racing surface. Here comes P2 though. Both Andrews and Williams have gotten by Higginbotham, and now Andrews up to P2 as he gets by Manning. Manning gonna let Williams go. And the 48 of Banks right in front of these two. They'll get well out of the way. And down pit road goes the 48. Now Williams and Andrews nose to tail. A battle for second right now, but Mercado still having to pit. With 10 to go. Is this the battle for the race win? Wow, that was snap loose there for Andrews. He's able to hold on to that car. Williams looks to the inside. Andrews looking for the crossover. Great job parking it on the apex for Williams, and he will get by Andrews and up to second for Adam Williams. And the net race lead as well. Again, not sure if either driver can make it to the end of the race, though, on fuel. Williams pit with 14 laps to go in the race. Andrews with 16 to go. Neither driver has been able to go the full 14 laps that Williams would have to go. And these guys are still pushing pretty hard. I mean, Williams last lap, a 1:14.18. Andrews with a 1:14.97, and that was with being snap loose there at the top of turn 4 and down towards turn 5. With 9 to go, will Mercado come down pit road this time? He's coming down through the S's, a 6-second lead to P2 as Williams is charging towards the race lead. He will not pit this time. This duo in second and third, reeling in the race leader right now. The lead now down under 5 seconds to Mercado. Still not coming down pit road is Mercado. He's going to come around and take another lap here in the race lead. 7 to go as he crosses the line here. And his lead dwindling down now under 4 seconds to Williams. Manning comes down pit road this time. He'll give up P4 to Higginbotham. Car, Gregory Vadnais. He sits 14th right now. He is 3 laps down, but he is slowly but surely been starting to get cleaner and cleaner here. I saw earlier on in the race having some issues, you know, staying on track and everything, but he's done a good job of maintaining where he's at right now. He's up to the 14th position. He's up 8 spots from the start of the race. And Jose did stay out again, but if he looks in his rear view mirror right now, He's going to see that green machine, the 54, charging towards the race lead. Six to go as well. And the battle for the race lead is on. Never mind. Mercado's going down pit road. It's over. Just like that. Williams to the race lead. And Andrews will be right behind him in P2. Five to go. The question remains, can both of these guys make it to the end? Higginbotham also came down pit road that time by. Mercado was able to get out into the third position. Both Fontaine and Kern and Koch actually able to get by Higginbotham. And oh, Mercado goes around. Contact between himself and the 24. And Fontaine able to get by. So Bryce up to P3. Kern gets through as well. Mercado not going to be happy about that. Andrew's doing a good job of keeping an eye line on the race leader as that gap is still within a second between the two front runners. That lap, once again, Williams breaking into the 113 bracket. Has 3 laps to go here from Sonoma for your race leader, Adam Williams. As he starts to grow that lead as well. Andrews out 1.2 behind the race leader now. Still in eyesight, though. Any kind of mistake in the last 2 laps from Williams will allow Andrews to get in position for the win. A mistake or contact from a lapped car, anything like that.
Looks like Kern's saving potentially. He's going to lose spots to both Higginbotham and Manning. And Fahey's not far behind either. Williams able to get by the lapped car, the 25. And the white flag in the air for Adam Williams. A 1 second gap to P2. Andrews trying to chase down the race leader with the last lap. Koch going to get out of the way as best as he can. Down through the S's for the final time. This has been the strongest part of the track for Williams all day long. He grows that lead out to a second, down into the carousel for the final time. A little bit of lap traffic in front, but it's not going to matter. He's got a 1 second lead to P2, and Adam Williams coming to the line wins at Sonoma. Andrews finishes in second. Fontaine on an island by himself here in third. Just has to stay clean through the final trip through the S's. Fontaine will secure the last step on the podium. And he's going to celebrate by doing a drag. And there you have it. And while we wait for the top three, we will run through the race results. With Adam Williams getting the race win, Jack Andrews in second, Bryce Fontaine rounding out the top 3 in the final step of the podium. Jose Mercado ends up in P4. The top 4 actually finishing where they started as well. Ty Higginbotham up 9 positions from the start of the race, finishes in the top 5. Another good race in this season for Ty Higginbotham. Tyler Manning finishes in the 6th position with Mike Fahey in 7th. William Kern, the first car 1 lap down, finishes 8th with Ryan Koch finishing in 9th. Chris Romano in the 10th position and rounding out that top 10. Dylan Banks had some pace tonight, but ends up finishing 2 laps down in 11th position with Corey Rayner in the 00 in 12th. Ray Hanneman in 13th position. Ross Campoli 3 laps down for the 46, but he finishes in 14th. Gregory Vadney finishes in 15th. Justin Lanier in 16th with Troy Burke in 17th. Chris Walsh in the 83 finishes 13 laps down in the 18th position. And then continuing it on down through. In 19th is Nolan McClurg in the number 6. Joseph Hebert in the 88 finishes in the 20th position. Brandon Biddy in the 2 will come home 21st. Raymond Bell 22nd. Paul Jr. in 23rd. And the other 2 did not complete a lap. We'll give those guys in the top 3 just another second. But overall, not a bad race for everybody. A very dominant race for Adam Williams. Led a lot of laps here at Sonoma. All right, we're going to grab the number 12 in the 3rd place finisher, Bryce Fontaine. Not the event I imagine you were looking for, but overall, a top 3 is still a good points day for you. How you feeling after the event?
I mean, it feels like a win after everything that I went through. I don't know, what all you caught on the broadcast, but the incident with Ray coming down the hill, the incident with Will coming up the hill, it just, and then I think before all that, I got rear-ended too coming up the hill. It was going so great in stage 1, and then the roof just fell out of it in stage 2 and 3. But all in all, I mean, yeah, P3, that's probably where I would have finished anyway, so I'm not too upset about it. I would have loved to, been able to try to put up a fight, but, P3 in Sonoma with the competition in here, I'm not going to complain not one bit.
Yeah, I mean, there was a really distinct difference between the top class and then like the 1B class, where I would put you kind of Mercado at times as well. But Andrews and Williams, they were just the class of the field. I mean, I was kind of looking through like lap times, that's where I'm gauging my tiered system, right? So Williams and Andrews both posting down into the 113s, both in qualifying, but they were also doing it during the race, whereas you were running, 114s consistently as your quick speeds, and Mercado kind of in that class as well, on the high 114s though. So overall, I mean, I gotta imagine not a bad way to finish the race. I mean, you did have kind of a roller coaster there through stage 2 and 3. I mean, take me through the mindset, because I know it's difficult to keep yourself in a clear headspace there when you've been going through a bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the mind space was just all over the place. getting hit at the top of the hill on that first restart when I got the rear end damage, that kind of like I was just coming down from getting pissed from that, and then the incident with Ray. I mean, obviously it's not intentional. I went back and watched it. I think he just kind of throttled up a little bit and had too much wheel in it. And then after that, I didn't really know. Excuse me. I was talking to Jose at the end of that stage where I know I'd gotten hit into him coming down the hill there after that incident, and I thought the left front was broke. I mean, when I got into Jose, my wheels or my hands were almost like doing an X because there was just so much damage. But all in all, it was just kind of trying to hold on. And I know Jose is a guy that kind of likes to save a little bit when he can, and I knew he was racing with Ty. So as I was looking down at those lap times in the last stage, I was like, okay, I'm not as far off as I thought I would be. And then I know me and Tyler were racing really hard. And once I got past Tyler, I saw Ryan go into the pits, and I was like, okay, I think I can beat him in and out of the pits, and I'll gain a spot there off the track. And then that was fine. Once I kind of realized I had a chance, it was starting to look up. And then there was that incident with Jose and Greg at the top of the hill. I have to go back and look at it. But that was even scarier because I had a 15X up to that point, and one more X I would have got a drive through. So I was just trying to manage, like, not hitting either one of them, but I couldn't go off track either. It was just all over the place. But like I said, it started to look up, honestly, once Jose kind of got spun. I hate, I don't want to pray on anybody's downfall or cheer for that, but once that happened, that was kind of the last one in the sales to let me just hold on and try to do what we can do.
Yeah, navigating lap traffic, especially in a track where there's no full course cautions like this, is very important. Talk me through how important that was for you throughout the race as well.
I didn't feel like it was that bad, at least in my experience. I mean, there was definitely some close calls nonetheless, but that's to be expected. And I mean, again, my saving grace was a lab car really to get me on the podium, but it wasn't too bad. I mean, I kind of touched on it at the beginning. It all depends on who you ask. I'm sure, if you got the chance to interview Jose, he would be pretty pissed off, and rightfully so. I get it. It's one of those things, you hate it if it happens to you, but it's part of it. And I think for the most part, everybody did a good job. It's kind of one of those deals where it's like people are trying to do the right thing and getting out of the way, but sometimes it just makes them more in the way. And saw a little bit of that tonight, but all in all, everybody's out there just fighting for their lives, man. I had 5 minutes of damage the whole time. Like, I'm just terrified. I'm trying to hold on to it, so I can only imagine people who aren't comfortable here just trying not to get in the way. So all in all, I'm happy with the result of everybody. Again, I'm sure there'll be some discussions and people are going to have some hurt feelings, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, and it's just a sim. We're all here to have fun, so that's all that really matters.
All right, well, Bryce, anybody you want to shout out before we let you
go? Shout out to first and foremost you for the broadcast. It's put on a hell of a show, and I'm glad to have you back and doing it for us. I know how hard it is, and thank you to all the sponsors: Eternal, P1 Docs, Triple Stint, iStats, my teammates. Even though Will, he's going to get minus 10 points for hooking me there up the hill. But now, shout out to Will, shout out to Adam, and then a huge shout out on track to Jack and Tyler Manning. Me and Jack were racing really hard for a while, and Tyler, me and him as well. We were both hurt, just limping around, and that was the scariest fun that I've had in a long time. So shout out to them, and then shout out to my wife. She's really pregnant. I mean, we're expecting our child any day now, so I'm just looking forward to that. A little scared, but looking forward to that. And maybe for sure next time I talk to you, I'll be a legit dad. I don't know how that works, but shout out to her. I know she's going through it right now, so the fact that I'm even on here right now with her being 40 weeks pregnant is amazing. So love you, and that's it. I think that's everybody. Shout out Colby. I don't think I shouted him out, so yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations on the third. We'll see you at Texas next week.
Yes, sir.
You want me to move? Oh, he did want to move. Okay, I wasn't sure if he would want to or not. Oh, and he actually grabs the second place finisher in Jack Andrews as well. So Jack, really aggressive racing there with Adam and yourself, and you guys were really pushing the cars to the limit. Take me through your race, though, Jack.
Bit of an up and down one, mate. I'll be honest, it was quite an interesting one. First stage didn't really go as planned. Overshot turn one a little bit there and almost got into Adam and let Bryce by. So I thought I'd just sit there and try to short pit and still get some stage points. And then just completely had a massive skill issue and lost the rear at the start of the second stage, which put me all the way to the back, and then tried to drive all the way through from there.
Yeah, I was kind of highlighting the drive back to the top 10 for you, and then eventually you were able to get back into the stage points and then you kind of short pit there in the final stint as well. Take me through what the mindset was, going for the undercuts throughout the night tonight.
Just track position. I'll be honest. I knew that Adam would be fast, and I knew that it'd be quite difficult to overtake. So, just trying to get the track position on him. That last short stop there, I knew we'd be short on fuel, so I thought I'd just pop in, grab some fuel, and go. Didn't put tires on, which ended up hurting me at the end, but almost.
Oh, did we lose you?
No, it was a fun race. I enjoyed it. This fucking drive me insane, dude. I swear to God. I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
This
It's all
internet
good.
is going to drive me insane.
I lost you there for a second, but you're back now, so that's all that matters. But yeah, so a P2 though, I mean, not max points, but pretty good points for the event tonight. How important were the tires? I know you said that the tire advantage was definitely in favor for Adam there in the last bit, but how important were the tires here at Sonoma?
They were quite important. I mean, I was just cooking the rears quite a lot. But you could get quite a good long run if you looked after them all right. But just the outright first 5 to 6 laps on the fresh tires is quite the advantage.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure how important. I know in previous patches you could get away with taking 2 tires or flip-flopping the sets of tires on one side or the other throughout the race event. So I was kind of curious how that would play a factor. But it seemed like everybody was going for the 4 tires throughout the entire race. Was that what you were doing throughout most of the race there, except for that last stop?
Yeah, no 2 tire stop this week. Didn't wanna try that one. Just 4 tires for the 2 main stops, and that short pit stop at the end was just no tires. So wasn't gonna risk 2 tires. I think it would be a bit too sketchy in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. How are you feeling about Texas when we go there next week?
I honestly have no clue. I don't think I've really had many races there, so I'm curious how that's gonna go. It's just another oval I can learn, which is cool.
Always looking to get better. That's the key, I would say.
Yeah, 100%. It's enjoyable.
All right, Jack. Anybody you want to shout out before we let you go?
Just you guys again, the broadcast. I know it's quite a difficult job to do sometimes, so I appreciate what you guys do, and also just Eternal for putting on the series.
Well, Jack, go enjoy your Saturday here over there in Australia, and we'll catch up to you here in a week's time at Texas.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Thank you.
That's Jack Andrews, P2. And now we'll grab the fastest man at Sonoma here, Adam Williams, in the number 54. Congratulations on the race win and locking yourself in to the Eternal Racing Championship playoffs. How you feeling after the win?
Oh, we're feeling great. I'm hoping next week I show up. There's a little bit of competition. I smoked the field at Nashville, but I got ran through. I smoked the field here at Sonoma. We won, thankfully, but there's just no competition.
Yeah, I mean, you were posting blazing laps throughout the race. You had leads out, 10, 15 seconds at one point. There was a good battle there at the end between yourself and Jack Andrews, but definitely you got the better end of it. I mean, I think your fastest lap was a 1:13.6.
I could have gone faster.
I say not quite as fast as your qualifying lap,
No.
I believe. So I think you had a 1:13.3 during qualifying or something like that.
Yeah, I was hoping for a 12, but this group qualifying thing kind of screws you over a little bit. But I'm hoping we could change the rule book for next time.
Yeah, so I mean, take me through your race. You were short pitting during the stages. Were you just trying to flip the stage and keep that track position at the beginning of it?
Yeah, I figured some of these fellows would flip the stage a little bit, but I guess they aren't the smartest, except for Jack. Jack's pretty smart. I don't know. I just was shifting gears and turning left and right.
Well, there you go. That's all that matters, right?
Oh yeah.
And you got some decent stage points. You were able to battle back after the short pits, so I mean that's always good as well. But the most important thing is the race win for sure, and you got that. And how you feeling about your chances in the playoffs later this season?
I'm not feeling too great. I'll miss about 2 races in the round of 8, so there goes my chances.
Oh.
So can't Unfortunately, I ain't gonna be going for no championship. But
Well-
we'll go for the season championship or the most wins or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
There you go. Well, how you feeling about Texas next week?
I don't know if I'm gonna be racing. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of these other drivers aren't the best, and got a lot of cautions on these ovals makes it not fun for me. So I don't know. We'll see if we show up. We might not.
All right. Well, anybody you'd
Like
like
to-
anybody? Oh,
Oh
go
yeah,
ahead.
we'll
No, go ahead.
like to shout out Dale. He's probably one of the best spotters out there. He might be better than TJ, whatever that guy's name is. We got a shout out Immigration and Custom Enforcement. They've been deporting illegals since about 2003. We got to shout out them. Shout out Eternal, of course. Shout out Paul Danino. He's a nice guy. Thomas Lloyd. He's pretty cool. And Dylan Banks. That dude's great.
All right. Well, Adam, congratulations on the win. We will catch you maybe next week at Texas.
Yep. We'll see you later.
And that will do it here from Sears Point, Sonoma Raceway for Eternal Racing Championship NASCAR. Round 4 goes to Adam Williams, locking himself in to the playoff with that win. So next week, we are going to Texas for 134 laps from the Quad Oval in the Big Texas. So we will be back next Friday for that race. We'll catch you then. Until then, have a good night. We'll see you there.